Sunday afternoon at the Kohl Center, Madison, Wisconsin. And a rivalry game, the Marquette Golden Eagles traveling 75 miles down I-94, and the Wisconsin Badgers. Hi, everybody. We welcome you from the Kohl Center in Madison. It is great to have you with us. Brian Anderson along with Bill Raftery. Looking forward to this matchup. It is one of my favorite rivalry games in college basketball. A little bit of a sleeper rivalry game, but these two, no love lost between these programs. They usually get after each other pretty well.
I was not at the first game, by the way, in case you were thinking.
1917.
It does have a great feel, and it's got national implications. And the fun for me today, be chase and pace. Wisconsin control it, and you got to chase the little guy, Marcus Howard.
You know, this series continues. It's the 126th meeting, but it happens in November, Bill. So as far as headlines go, give us some of your matchups you're looking for today.
Well, the big thing I think is Howard, how he's played. He's switch any of those pin downs on the other side. Is just the leadership of Brad Davidson. And of course, the big guy named Reavers. Can he dominate, step out, make a three on occasion?
Kobe McEwen could be the X factor this year for Marquette. Transfer from Utah State. He sat out all last year. McEwen is an outstanding point guard. Kobe King returns today for the Wisconsin Badgers. And of course, Marcus Howard, 2,000 plus points in his career. The all-time program leader in that category. It's a sellout crowd, and away we go. It's a whiteout here at the Kohl Center. Marquette in their black uniforms. First time they've ever worn the black unis.
And of course, Wisconsin right now, Brian Anderson goes. Man. Interesting, the matchups. Davidson on McEwen. Got to take away his penetration.
Shakar Adam looking for Theo John. Shot clock gets late. John's got to go with it. Reavers on him. And the first possession of the game, a missed basket close.
When you watch Wisconsin, they will check out. Don't give you second efforts. So fundamental in their approach.
A lean four guarded by Bailey. Reavers, Davison, Kobe King on the floor with Demetric Trice. He is their answer to Howard. There is no real answer for Marcus Howard. Here's Davison now in the lane. Misses.
Does a nice job. Of course, Reavers steps out, opens up that driving lane. Automatic switch here.
Marquette has won 3 of the last 4 meetings in this terrific season series. A turnover, and nope, stays in the possession of Marquette. Greg Gard, 5th year as the head coach. This is his 19th year overall at Wisconsin. Longtime assistant under Bo Ryan.
Really solid job, consistent year in and year out. Back to the old swing, which we saw Bo run here so effectively.
A Wisconsin team without Ethan Hatt, not just their great offensive threat, but a rim protector as well. Another late clock here, Bill.
Hugging Howard, didn't give him a look, and how about that? Ooh, if he can make that shot, watch out, America.
Kobe McEwen, 23 points against Purdue on Tuesday, 18 of those coming in the second half. He made a couple of threes. This is a big test for McEwen, his first true road game as a member of the Marquette Golden Eagles.
Now this is the big thing, how you play post defense. They slip a lot of guys in, they get a little bang under the rim. Now you mentioned the late shot clock. What a bailout here, little nylon deep, number 25. Love this kid's game. If he can be effective from deep, out of control.
He's got some credentials already. He was the freshman of the year in the Mountain West Conference at Utah State. He was on the all-league team 2 years ago. You see the points. He is a double-digit scorer, averaged nearly 16 a game in his sophomore season. And finally back on the floor this year after sitting out a year as a lean forward. Misses the first free throw.
The big thing when you play Wisconsin, everybody has to know how to guard in the low post area because they slip everybody inside. And very difficult for smaller people. They're not accustomed to being in that spot.
First points of the game for the Badgers. A lean forward coming off a career high 16. Nice. There's a pick by Trice. He got a steal. He and Howard one-on-one. Trice scores it.
How about that? Terrific defensive position. Good hands. And a pretty darn good result for the Badgers.
Sneaky wingspan, Demetric Trice. He is an excellent defender. He will give Howard fits. Both wearing 0 today. Howard gets free, kicks it. Here's Bailey in the corner.
That's the shot he's got to make. Big thing with Howard is his speed using cuts. Really painful if you're guarding him. He can make that.
Reavers, big man who can shoot, takes it inside, and a blocking foul, but a block by John keeps it off the glass, and Reavers will head to the free throw line.
Don't you expect a big year from Reavers? I think he's got all the ability. Hap could not step out and make that shot. That makes that set up. You got to hug him. He can put it on the deck, and the beneficiary of a good call.
23 points against St. Mary's in their opener. Wisconsin lost their opening game of the year. That was in South Dakota. 20th ranked St. Mary's, who lost yesterday, by the way. And then Reavers averaging 15 plus per game. No Ethan Happ has been under the tutelage of Happ, who was under the tutelage of Frank Kaminsky. So this transfer of insider knowledge of this Wisconsin program is passed down. And Kaminsky, of course, whose number hangs in the rafters.
Out of Phoenix, playing well, right? The big thing with Reavers, he does not quite have Happ's footwork in the low box area, but he can step out, knock shots down.
Reavers, the current player of the week in the Big Ten. Theo John gives it right back to McEwen, turns the corner. McEwen all the way in, the jump hook, no, and into the hands of King in transition. The Badgers, Kobe King, Euro step, no for the foul.
How about the hustle? Those two bookends, I think they're the key to this year for Wisconsin.
That's
good
a
push.
7-0 run for the Badgers. Bailey missed his first three-point try.
Oh,
and a travel.
I like to see him attacking, though.
Steve Wojciechowski, year number 6 at Marquette, sitting on 99 career wins. 3-2 in the previous 5 years against the Wisconsin Badgers. Marquette off to a 2-0 start. Bill, they just got a big win on their home floor against Purdue. That's Ford goes all the way to the basket, scores the layup.
What a job by Reavers turning his man carte blanche at the rim.
A 9-0 run for the Badgers on 3 of 5 shooting. McEwen has the only Marquette basket. Howard.
He hasn't had an opportunity for a look.
Ford's all over him. Little step back from Howard.
He does that so well. Gets him organized.
Marcus Howard, 2,013 points in his career now with his first bucket of the game. He's the program leader in that category, the only player in Marquette history, which is riddled with great talent throughout their history. Only player to ever surpass the 2,000 mark. Reavers for three, knocks it down.
John did not react at all, and that is important, how they guard the big fella.
Howard, checked by Trice, fires it quickly and an answer. A silencer for Marcus Howard.
This kid is electrifying, isn't he? Fun to watch. Terrific footwork.
Doesn't take much to get his shot off. He can shoot it from odd angles, and it's not just the three-point game of Howard. He's got a penetration game. He changes so much of the dynamic of the defense with his driving ability as Reavers misses a little jumper.
Good luck, and you're right about Howard. The big thing is how busy he is without the basketball.
He can really fly. Great quickness. Now he drives, steps, and he had a little shuffle, and it's a Marquette turnover. Timeout on the floor. Good start to this one. Rivalry game. The Badgers went on a 9-0 run.
How about the ability to step outside? John's got to be honest, get on top of the big fella.
Wisconsin Badgers up 12-8. We're just underway here in Madison, Wisconsin, and Raft, the Badgers defense turned it into easy offense.
Unbelievable here. You really got to hug your guy when you got Marcus Howard. Just a nice job jumping the passing lane here, getting a hand on it, and Trice is nice in the open floor, the ability to get to the rim. And of course, Reavers has really been solid early here. Screening his guy off, turns Bailey, gets John as well. That is impressive. Great start by the big fella. Opens up that opportunity at the rim. A pretty good finish.
I'm a big fan of the screen assist.
Yeah.
And that was certainly one of them. Tyler Wall on the floor for the first time. Outstanding freshman from Reavers, same high school, Lakeville, Minnesota. Wall, excellent player to watch this year. Brevin Pritzel on the floor as well for the Badgers.
Look for him to make some shots. He really had a good workout yesterday.
Shot clock down to 3. Trice over Annam. And it's pulled down by McEwen. He'll run the point. Eds Morrow on the floor. Jamal Cain joins him. Morrow, or McEwen, I should say. Morrow ties him up. Held ball. Possession arrow belongs to Wisconsin.
And they do a nice job rotating that center spot. Morrow real aggressive, strong, maybe a little more mobile, don't you think, in his own little way than John?
Comfortable in the Big Ten setting. Came from Nebraska, had a couple of years there. And Ed Morrow, a big body. Marquette has a lot of size this year as more and more teams are going 4 out. They're spreading the floor. Marquette has the ability, if they want, to go big and have 2 posts on the floor at all times as Trice goes strong to the hole, off the window.
Nice job using the bounce. Never really regained defensive position on him.
Demetric Trice, quiet against McNeese in Wisconsin's win on Wednesday. Had just 8 points, 3 assists. Howard gives it up. And Cain is fouled on the way in. Long and lean, Jamal Cain at 6'7". And he'll head to the free throw line for Marquette.
What I like about him, right, he really brings some energy, hustle, gets after it, an excellent defense.
Jamal Cain, 4 out of 6 from the free throw line this year. Both of these programs were in the NCAA tournament last year. They were each 5 seeds. They lost in the first round to a 12 seed. Wisconsin lost to Oregon in the NCAA tournament last year. Marquette ran into Ja Moran at Murray State. Tough draws for the first round for both of these coaches a season ago.
Woj, they were struggling at the end of the year, Marquette in particular. Just stumbling down the stretch. Sort of lost their confidence in game as well.
Yeah, no more Ethan Happ. And for Marquette, they are trying to play their way back to the tournament. Under Wojciechowski, they've been twice and 2 first-round exits. They're expecting bigger things this year. Trevor Anderson on the floor for the first time. He'll run the point for Wisconsin.
And he'll get after Howard. He can really nice dive to the rim.
Pritzel lost the handle. Greg Elliott on the floor. Morrow's in there, and Morrow comes away from the scrum.
They got a foul.
Now the fist in the air, no jump ball here. That is a foul on Wisconsin. Let's see who they give it to. They're going to pin that one on Trevor Anderson.
Now you can call this one, Brian. You're on your own. Think you got enough bodies in there? Are the Packers playing here today?
Packers are idle this week. They've transferred the football field to this floor, and all eyes and all the attention in Wisconsin on this game. These 2 programs separated by just 75 miles.
Good defense, really containing the bounce. Oh, little nickel dimer out there. Just showing too much body.
Aleem Ford picks up his first foul. Greg Gard returning 6 of his top 8 scores, but losing his big scorer in Ethan Happ. And how they play without him will be, especially on the defensive end, will be a key. Howard.
Well, he doesn't need much space, does he? To get the shot off?
Such a variety of shots as well. And he's comfortable off balance. That's a collision away from the ball. Tyler Wall and Jamal Cain come together. Cain will be hit with the foul. Bodies on the floor, Raft.
They got a double foul here. Interesting.
Yeah, I think, you see Wall grabbed him on his way down. He pulled Cain down with him.
Point of interruption, they get the ball back, but interesting.
That's 2 quick fouls on Wall. Double foul keeps the possession with Wisconsin. Here's Kobe King. No, Reavers.
Big rebound.
Down the board. Morrow's in there with him. And Morrow and Reavers.
There's your rivalry.
It's going to be a held ball.
We saw the loose ball skirmish. And now we get the rebound situation. Showing some toughness, though, the big fella.
Tell you, it is one of the more underrated rivalry games in college basketball. Those who live here in Wisconsin certainly understand that as a conference between the two big men.
Calming them down a little bit.
These two teams have been playing since 1917. There was a lot of years there. They played twice a year. Howard for three. And that's Pritzel with the rebound. Here come the Badgers. They cleaned up the glass well. Not many offensive rebounds or second chance opportunities for Marquette thus far. Here's Ford now for three. And Greg Elliott pulls down the board. Howard on the move.
Got to get on him early.
Marcus Howard finds Kane. Looking inside to Morrow.
Got a little game inside here.
Oh, kept the spin. No, he dragged it. And it's a travel and another turnover. The third traveling violation on Marquette.
That's attributable to excellent defense, though. Guys in the right position, containing. Davidson back on the floor. We bring so much competitiveness to this team. The more you watch him, that football mentality he had in high school.
4 turnover for Marquette. McEwen checks Trice now, approaching the 12-minute mark. King missed last game with an ankle injury. He's down deep with Sakar Annam. An excellent defender. King's deep, and King scores it.
And that's that little swing. Flex cut, gets him to the box. Good footwork and patience.
King is such a great playmaker. That's a 10-0 stretch. Points in the paint. Badgers cleaning up inside. Up top, John catches it in traffic. Ball's moving well. Kane for three.
Woo. Good kick out recognition. Bad close.
That's Jamal Kane's first made three-pointer of the season. He was 0 for 4 in Marquette's win against Purdue. Happy to see one go through the net from behind the arc.
They keep you busy on the offensive end. You got to talk through screens.
Kobe King with Annam on him. Shot clock down to 5. Here's Trice. Jump step, runs into a wall, and a travel. Knocked him off the post. Been a physical rivalry game already. This is fun.
And why not get down and dirty? Pretty aggressive on both ends of the floor. It's all about defensive stand, aggression. Woo! No one giving it up.
What a great rivalry this is. It goes back to 1917, 126 career meeting. For many years, they played 2 games a year back in the old Fieldhouse era. Buzz Williams, Bo Ryan, Tom Crean, Greg Gard, and legendary coaches. You got some legendary players. Wisconsin leads the all-time series 67-58. Marquette has won 3 of the last 4. And in the Marcus Howard era, Marquette has had the advantage. Last year, Marquette winning. They won the last 2, as a matter of fact. Last time Wisconsin put a win on the board 2 years ago.
Empty side, little ball screen.
Jamal Kane can't get the bounce on the friendly rims here at the Kohl Center.
I thought you were going to mention the Al McGuire jump up and regale the fans when they won here.
There's a great
Got some people
photograph.
upset.
Google it. We can't use it on television, but it's one of the all-time legendary pictures of Al McGuire.
A message in a short maneuver.
Just saying, Al, we think you're number 1.
See, that's that spot now. Closes the turnover.
And over and back is the call. Davison hits the deck.
You notice Reavers, that last particular, he was concerned about getting to the middle of the lane. He's got to have a counter to drop step and beat his guy. They're hugging him on his left shoulder.
Where is Reavers' game in your mind? Because you go from playing with a guy who's ball dominant, such a great talent in Ethan Happ, who's playing professionally in Italy now. Now he's kind of the alpha dog of this Badger team.
Oh, absolutely. And the big thing is learning that post up when they slip him in there. What footwork to use, what kind of a shot. And obviously Happ was wonderful using the backboard and rim to prevent a block. That's not really his type of game at this point.
Howard kicks it. Nice find for Bailey. Misses the 3, misses everything. Raph, this guy has really struggled. You know, there's a lot of expectations put on Brendan Bailey, the son of Thurl. He missed 2 years, though. This is his 2nd year back. He was on an LDS mission, missed 2 years. He's a starter. He's got a lot to offer, but it's been a slow start for him this year.
And I think there's a big upside. Here's the same spot. There's the counter, though. I like it. And forced into a walk. He's got to do it quickly, and that shows John's strength, too. He can dominate. But the big thing about Bailey is just sort of relax. I don't know him, but from listening to everybody at Marquette, he's such a nice young man. Maybe some toughness when he gets a little bit pressured and taken over. And how about taking over a three with a little guy with the big stick? They switch it.
Be a long two. 16-14, Wisconsin leads it. Davison, checked by Elliott. Gets a step, runs into John.
Nice read.
And now Davison, patient, but a block. Elliott got a piece.
Nice job by John, stifling the dribble drive.
McEwen behind the back, almost lost the handle. Those are two linebackers going at it right there. And Davison and McEwen. Howard, quick release, knocks it down. Another three, Marquette on top. That's a 9-0 Marquette run.
When he starts dancing, you're in trouble. The music begins. The little guy just controls the opponent.
He's hit 3 threes. He's got 11 points, Marcus Howard. And a bad pass. Another turnover for Wisconsin. That is their 5th. Back-to-back possessions with a turnover.
Boy, start the music, huh? Look at him. He puts you on a string. Yo-yo delivery. Whew. Range. He is explosive as well.
Had some monster games in his career. All-America candidate. He's on the Cousy watch list as well. He's one of the great players in college basketball and is so active. Just keep an eye on him without the ball.
Doesn't get tired.
Step back. Howard takes the contact. Misses the jumper. Trice will get it set up. Wisconsin very comfortable deep in a clock. Rivers on the take. Reavers, no. Wisconsin fans looking for a foul. Howard quickly back, puts it up, and will head to the line.
You can't relax. Puts pressure on you with the dribble drive. They actually had 5-on-4. Reavers was out of bounds on that miss at the other end. Seizes opportunities in an explosive fashion.
So Howard will shoot free throws. Marquette getting a little healthier today. Their big man, their grad senior transfer from Utah, Jace Johnson, is available to play today. Soon to be checking in here in a moment. Johnson gives them some size at 7 feet tall.
Saw him at Utah. It gives him a different look on the offensive end as well. Overcoming that knee, you can see the brace on him.
Hyperextended his knee, and this will be his first run with Marquette.
I was with you Friday night. You hyperextended your elbow.
I wasn't sure you remembered anything about being with me on Friday night. It's good to have you in Wisconsin.
Good to be with you.
You could be from Wisconsin. You know that.
Well, I do
in a lot of ways.
I do love coming here. Both at Marquette and Wisconsin.
We're glad to have you in the land of cheese. I got you a nice cheese wedge to wear later today.
I'll put it on the plane.
Wisconsin trying to snap an 11-0 Marquette run. A lean forward. Corner three comes up short. Britzel with a rebound. Sets up Trice for three.
Oh, what a great opportunity on the kick out by Britzel.
Here comes Howard. Marquette is on a run here. They're up 3 and offensive foul.
What a nice job jumping there. Trice. Twice he's done a terrific job.
Some housekeeping. They officially turned a three-pointer into a 2, so it is 18-16. Marcus Howard had a long 2. Marcus Howard is on the loose here, Raph. He's got 12 points. He's hit a couple of threes.
Well, you mentioned his ability without the basketball sets all of this up. Terrific at getting organized. Doesn't need much space. Really puts you on a string. Bigger the better. But look at this. This is the 2 that they switched. They're 3-2 with 2. But again, defense is right there. You can't guard a guy much better, and yet he's able to drill him.
Marcus Howard in his career once had an 11 three-pointer game. That was against Providence a couple of years ago. He scored 53 points against Creighton last year. I mean, he is as electric as it can be, but he's also, even though he's a high-volume guy, he does care about getting his teammates involved. We saw that earlier. There's no flurry of moves trying to shake Johnson by Ford. Second chance here for Wisconsin. And now Pritzl with that sweet stroke. He knocks down a three.
I'll tell you, he had a great day yesterday, and they need him on kickouts to convert.
Brevin Pritzl shot 54% from three-point range in conference play a year ago. He can get it cooking as fast as anyone.
He led the Big Ten, I believe, right?
That's right. Howard, checked by Trice. There's the switch. Trice trying to get back to him. Howard on the take, and Howard scores and hangs and finishes the mid-range.
Over bigger guys, lingered in space.
He's got 14. I'm going to look back on this era of Marquette basketball and realize you are watching one of the all-time greats, not just in the program, but in college basketball. Ford, short.
Absolutely phenomenal talent. He's got to be able to play at the next level. I don't care what people say about the size.
There's room for him. Howard has scored the last 10 points for Marquette. Now it's Kane on the drive. Bodies everywhere. Offensive foul.
A nice read. Ford very alert inside. Wisconsin, you talk about the pace, but also they guard and force you to use clock too. They shorten games with their ability on the defensive end.
Kane and Johnson will sit. You know the nerves are racing for Jace Johnson. His first run this year. Wojciechowski said he was going to try to get him in, make sure he kind of gets his feet wet first. But as a 7-footer, he could be a big presence for Marquette, who can get big quickly.
A lot of ways they can play. Pritzl's got to keep busy, posting up. They love the back screen shuffle cut. Just keep you on your toes on this end.
Ford going to work here. A lot of dribbling, and Ford can't connect.
Nice job by Bailey defensively. Maybe that'll get him going.
McEwen back at the point guard spot. Taking some contact, and he travels. It's his second travel of the game.
And Davidson, the guy, he can get in your head. Very aggressive. Gets to the spot, turns people.
7th Marquette turnover. It's the second travel for McEwen. Marquette has 4 walking violations. Wisconsin has scored 9 points off those 7 turnovers.
The lefty side two-man play. They didn't take advantage of Reavers.
Under 6 minutes to go in this first half. Reavers steps out. Gave it up. Shot clock to 9. Trice on the take. No. And Pritzl with the board. Reset the clock at 20. That's third offensive board for Pritzl.
That could have been a walk.
Pritzl, he's got some post game, runs into a wall, and Annam, scores it. Strong basket.
They all can slip in there. You see Davidson with the dribble drive, and Pritzl complements that deep shot with a post up.
He's been watching this Marquette-Wisconsin rivalry his whole life. He's from De Pere, Wisconsin. He knows all about it, and participating in his 4th Marquette-Wisconsin rivalry game. Brett Pritzl. As Annam misses the 3.
You got Reavers, I think. Just a nice little ability inside earlier, and of course the step out that time. And here's our little inside post move. Undersized, but extremely effective.
Brevin at 6'3", now in his 5th year in the program.
I remember when he had the ponytail. You remember that?
He had the 1 year, right? His sophomore year, he went with the flow.
What, did you have one?
I never
I don't
had
think
one.
it
And those days are long gone now. Even the ability of the ponytail.
I'm thinking of giving it a shot.
You look good on you. Extensions. Here's Howard trying to turn the corner. Shoots up and over Davison.
Nice shot. Reavers that time checking out John.
Under 5 to go here in the first half. Marquette, Wisconsin. Tight win so far. Last year, Marquette winning in overtime. 74-69 in that game. Here's Pritzl on the take, trying to finish with the left hand. Gets it back on a sport, he kept it alive. Pritzl in the trees, off the bottom of the backboard, and a foul on McEwen.
Boy, that is a rivalry maneuver there. He hung tough, competed, stuck with it. Undersized with all the trees right here.
kind of play you mark if you're Steve Wojciechowski on the film.
Absolutely. You fault your team and then counter that praise on the other side.
Allowing a lean forward to keep that alive. Pritzl's a deadly three-point shooter. He's only missed once this year. He's made 6 out of 7 now this season. Tyler Wall back on the floor. 2 early fouls for the freshman. And Reavers will get a breather here with 4:39 remaining in this first half.
You know, with Greg Gard continuing sort of the philosophy, no one likes playing Wisconsin. Very difficult to score on, and of course counter that on the offensive end. They just maneuvered people around. Little bump by the rim.
This is on Wall. No, I think they're going to get Ford here.
Waller would have been 3.
Yeah, you're right. That was a big call. I thought Terry Oglesby put number 2 up. Yeah, coming for the help on the arm.
Did they give it to 2?
I believe they gave it to Ford, Raft.
Well, that's a break in a sense. I think they might get Wall out of there.
That puts 2 on Ford. Wall has 2. At the line, Sakar Annam. He's had a terrific career. Speaking of the Minnesota connections, he's one of them. As Reavers, a Minnesota native, checks in for Ford now. Sakar Annam went to De La Salle, Minneapolis native. Already has his degree, got his degree in May in advertising. 5th year in the program. He's been an excellent player.
He just works. Terrific D, can drive it. Guys got tangled up a little bit.
Just a lot of people on the ground in this game.
I think the refs need flags today. Oh, a couple. It's Mike East.
It's physical. We get it. Mike Eads came over to the table. Gave us one of those nods, you know, like, all right. Good note on the Badgers. Started 4 of 6. Now just 4 of their last 17. Have a 2-point lead.
Most of it's been around the basket, too.
Reavers probing. Got Morrow on him. And gets the, no, doesn't get the bounce. Wow. Even the soft rims of the Kohl Center.
Terrific maneuver, though. Keep going to him.
Here's Hannum now. And Pritzl with the board. Back and forth they go. Low-scoring affair. Playing into the hands of Wisconsin. Marquette's first road game.
Ooh, a little late cover.
You count it?
They give it to Wall.
Yeah, they did. Wow. That's going to be an offensive foul on Wall. That's going to be his 3rd to take us to a timeout. State capital of Wisconsin, Madison. Fox College Hoops on a Sunday afternoon. For the vibe of this game, bodies on the floor here today.
Well, it's really been impressive. We talked about a rivalry at the beginning of the broadcast, and why not maintain that aggressive nature on both ends? And this is one of those thank you, but no thank yous here at the end. Morrow's saying, I appreciate the gesture, but take a hike.
Reminds me of you the other night.
I think that Davidson, though, he will get his shots in before it's over.
Marcus Howard went on a personal 9-0 run early in this first half, and he travels again. The Badgers defensively forcing turnovers, and the 5th travel by Marquette.
And Davidson here, very quick to take away the dribble path and the aggressive nature.
Trevor Anderson as well. He's running the point. Howard is on him. Reavers pulling Morrow out.
Pritzl doing a nice job. 7 recent points here. There's the ability to slip people inside.
Davison hits the deck. That's when he's got to finish. Bailey on the take. Bailey misses the layup.
Thought he would have dunked it too. I like the nature of the move. Just keep going, kid. You're going to be all right.
Got to play through it.
Yeah,
he is the
exactly.
one guy that Marquette is focused on. He almost stepped out of bounds. He passed up the 3, and you thought he was going in to do some damage.
I just love to see that aggressiveness in him. And you had mentioned, you know, the 2 years away that you mentioned. That's tough. You know, you're not playing basketball, so you got to get back into the flow of the game.
Trevor Anderson will shoot the 1-and-1 here. The foul was on Morrow, and Wisconsin in the bonus. Anderson knocks down the first free throw. His second made free throw of the season. Don't forget, Fox College Hoops halftime report coming up. First half analysis will go into Marquette's Mount Rushmore with Rob Stone, Jim Jackson, and Steve Lavin. Some great names to choose from.
Anderson goes out, really can rag a guy. There's Trice on the floor, has played solid defense as well.
Might have noticed Trice playing with 6 stitches in his forehead. Eastern Illinois game opened him up. A little pressure here. McEwen gives it up. Here's Elliott now. Morrow clears a path for him and ends up in the hands of Bailey. McEwen now. Jump stop. Almost traveled. Did he? Yeah, he traveled again.
Is that 6 or 7?
That's 6.
6. That is really unusual. That's attributable to great defense. Pressure on the ball. Guys overcommit. You read it right. Cause havoc.
9 turnovers for Wojciechowski's Golden Eagles. Wisconsin on a 9-3 run to have a 4-point lead here as Trice kicks it. Davison for 3.
A nice job with the dribble drive kick.
Bailey with the board. Up ahead, Elliott. Elliott scores! Count it, and 1 for Greg Elliott.
Reavers tried to give ground and still maintain contact, but a good aggressive play in the open floor. Odd numbers as well as you penetrate. 1 against 3 here. Maybe that little nickel dimer in there. But after what we've seen, that would have been a play on.
That's a second foul on Reavers. Very little contact. Greg Elliott sends Reavers to the bench with a couple of fouls. Elliott out of Detroit, missed last season, had a hand injury. Say congratulations to the Elliott family. His brother was married yesterday. Greg was not with the team.
Were you invited?
I was not on the invitation list, but
you can send a gift.
I was there for all of the
festivities,
the registry. Approaching the 2-minute mark of this first half. Pritzl with Bailey on him.
Nice job by Bailey forcing him deep.
Trice for 3. Buries it.
Great ball reversal. The extra look right on the money by King.
Trice shot 39% from 3-point range last year. Here's Howard on the drive. Howard scores.
Well, that's the first one where nobody made him turn a little and no one home deep.
16 points for Marcus Howard. Kobe King.
Pretty mobile with that ankle problem as well.
King gets the bounce. He's the one guy, if the ball stops, it's usually in the hands of King. He can create, and he creates right there. Makes it a 4-point Wisconsin lead. Badgers getting a lot in the paint. Howard comes up short in transition. Davison, McEwen speeds by him. Davison finishes.
Nice job warding off as well. That's that aggressive nature that kid possesses.
Timeout. Steve Wojciechowski wants to talk it over with 1:08 remaining in this first half. There's been good action here today. A lot of effort.
Finding people the ability to drive and find that extra look by King. A little nylon out. Nice little setup. When you can step into that tray, you're in shape. But here, no one at home. And you've got to take that first dribble path away, turn them, and then you get some support. And here's the football mentality. Get out of town here. Grit and toughness.
Davison can take plenty of contact. Star quarterback in his high school years. He and Theo John from Minnesota, they're very close. They were at rival high schools in Minnesota. Davison from Maple Grove, but they were teammates in the AAU days.
So they've both been in the weight room a little bit, huh? Looks like the both of us.
Theo John from Champlain Park High School. Yeah, exactly. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Maybe the shirts.
Here's Howard now. Under a minute to go. Howard with the right hand. Can't get it to go. And now Kobe King out of the pack. Marquette gets back well. King looking for someone. Ford springs free. Got right in front of McEwen.
Well, that little penetration by King drew everybody's attention. And a great read, diving to the rim by Ford.
Chance at a 2-for-1 here. McEwen buries a long three. He needed that one.
He's cold. He is really undeterred.
He's got some mileage on his 2 3-pointers. He made the first basket of the game in a late clock scenario and hits another one here to make it a 5-point game. Wisconsin in the lead with the ball. 4+ seconds separating shot clock and game clock.
Ball screen and go under.
Trice gives it up. Ford now working on John. Gets a step. Ford met at the rim by Bailey. And a call with Marquette basketball.
Bailey and John collaborated beautifully. That's the nature you like to see. Good read by him. The long arm of the law.
Bailey with a big block. Maybe the defensive part of the game will get his offense going. Guard's going to remove Ford as we come to the end here. 5.8 seconds remaining. Walt McGrory is on the floor for the first time.
It's interesting with Bailey, you know, coaches realize his ability. He's got to realize.
Chance at the last shot. McEwen trying to get free. Long three is up and in and out it goes. And a very entertaining, physical first half. Marcus Howard goes for 16 on 6 of 12 shooting. But the Wisconsin Badgers take a 5-point lead into the halftime locker room. Coming up, Bill and I will recap the first half. Gang in Los Angeles will look at Marquette's Mount Rushmore. That's all coming up after this break. We're at the half. Fox College Hoops from Madison. Marquette, Wisconsin, one of the great rivalry games in college basketball. Look at that shot. Terrell McNeil and John Lure. That pretty much sums it up, and it has been an extension of those games in years past here today, Raft.
That looked like us before the game. Going after one another.
Fighting for airtime. All right, well, here we are at the half here at the Kohl Center, ready for an entertaining second half, we hope. And I think one thing that strikes you about this rivalry game is the competitive effort in it, but also the star players that have been involved. And Marcus Howard is the star of stars right now.
He's such so hard to guard because he uses screens well. He's good with the bounce, can step back, put you on a string, and knock down some deep shots.
Marcus Howard goes for 16 first half points, and at one point, Raft, he went for 9 in a row for Marquette.
Woo! Well, we've seen this show before. Not only is his ability outside the line, inside the line, not afraid to go to the rim, but this is where he really controls the guy. He's an ankle breaker with great touch.
Howard with 16, made half of his shots. Howard with 2 3-pointers. Dimitri Trice, Brevin Pritzel, and Aline Ford all with 7. Pritzel scored 7 in a row for Wisconsin at one point. And Marcus Howard with those 16 points, the rest of the team with 13. I thought Wisconsin played very well with Reavers on the bench in foul trouble.
Well, it became an outside game, so those gentlemen we alluded to on the graphic started to light it up.
Wisconsin was +6 with Reavers on the bench. Wisconsin first possession of the second half. Marquette has won the last 2 meetings and 3 of the last 4 in this series. Davison gets a deep, kicks it. Shot clock at 12. Whoa! Kobe King drops the car anthem, and a highlight for the week in college basketball as Kobe King extends the run. It's a 9-3 run going to the end of the first half and an 8-point game.
Nice post pass. John's got to finish.
John missed the dunk, but gets the bounce.
How about the dormitory in both schools? If you're on the floor, they're going to kill you at Marquette. Oh, my goodness. We kill you here.
The floor. You're going to see that highlight for a long time. Kobe King and the playmaking skills. Now Davison avoids the travel.
Reavers got to be ready to shoot that, I think.
Shot clock to 5. Reavers pulls the 3. And McEwen with the rebound. Marquette point guard. First real test for him.
And once again, great balance, but boy, they didn't show on the ball screen. Lucky.
Bailey, the offensive board. McEwen's going to fire up a 3. He's made 3 shots. They're all 3-pointers. And an answer by Kobe McEwen from Toronto, Ontario, by way of Utah State.
And how about Howard? Very unfair with the quick kick to his backcourt mate.
Kobe King with Annam on him. Marquette's top defender, and a foul on Adam. Free throws for Kobe King.
Boy, Wisconsin puts pressure on your post defense consistently, but this is just magical. I'm not so sure his foot didn't get stepped on that. Let's see. No, he just skidded. Must be the ice underneath. That's what his mom and dad would say.
So my feet feel the same way right now. That's a sick feeling. And Adam is a premium defender as well.
Is this
a picture for the ages?
Is this the frozen tundra that they used to talk about?
We're a little
with the
south
Packers?
of the frozen tundra, but it does apply with the ice on the floor.
Ray Scott, I guess it was, right? Years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, Pat Summerall.
Well, Kobe King, a Wisconsin native. Matter of fact, Wisconsin Mr. Basketball in his senior year. He's from La Crosse. Marcus Howard doesn't need much space. Gives it up. Bailey now gets a step. Bailey rises up. And Trice with the board.
Good looking bull toe.
It all looked good. It didn't go down. But
It'll get there.
Confident move for Bailey. Davison patient. Little turnaround is good.
He does a great job getting a foot in the lane. And posting out.
Been quiet today, Rap. Davison just 4 points. He's a 1,000-point scorer for Wisconsin in his career, averaging 16 a game in the first 3 games. Swatted by Ford. King on the move in transition. Here's Davison now to the middle of the floor. He's got John on him, the 2 buddies, and John falls down. Davison scores the layup.
How about that? What a presence of mind. He's just a tough kid. He embodies the spirit here with the Badgers. This is the largest lead. You mentioned he was quiet. This is just terrific basketball. Coordinated defensively, solid at the other end, and you got to stay up. Is that a fake? Or just a heck of a move? A move!
Badgers up 43-34 over Marquette. They started well. They made 4 of their first 6, then went into a drought, but hung in there in the game. 4 of 20 in that middle run through the first half. Finished the first half making 4 out of 5. They've hit 3 out of 4 to start this second half.
Great game plan, excellent defense. Don't give up easy hoops. Make them work, particularly Howard.
Marquette, after the timeout, in need of a basket. Reavers with a block. And a held ball. Possession arrow belongs to Marquette. Reavers gets the block, then the tie-up. And that'll keep the ball down on this end of the floor.
Well, they have really helped one another beautifully. Reavers slides off John to be a big-time factor. And I don't know why they're upset at this. A lot of hanging, I guess, but I think it's a good call.
Reavers at 6'11", had a 9-block game last year. And an air ball from Howard, and that'll get him revved up here at the Kohl Center.
Great defense, really got on, hugged him.
It's a 9-point Wisconsin lead. With the ball, just underway in this second half. Kobe King, quick release. Front iron, and McEwen with the rebound.
A little stagger screen. Always set defensively. This is the first time they've really given one up. With an individual ability blow by McEwen.
McEwen, his first non-3. He's hit 3 threes in this game. That gives him 11 points now. Scored 23 against Purdue on Tuesday in that big comeback win for Marquette. Trice with the left, blocked by John. In transition, here comes Howard. He's got Bailey on the wing. John springs free inside and right off his kneecap.
Got to catch it, though. A little low, you're right. I was looking for Howard to drill that one, though. Step back.
Sometimes Howard a little too unselfish, believe it or not. Even though he's a high-volume shooter, he's aware of it. He's always eager to get his teammates involved, but knows he's the best option as well, typically. Ford, shot clock to 7, backing his way in. John helps. Here's Reavers, good ball movement. King, 1 on the shot clock, and a shot clock violation.
Interesting, that's part of their philosophy. They don't mind playing late in the shot clock. Didn't come up with anything that time.
Well, remember, Kobe McEwen against Purdue scored 18 of his 23 points in the second half. And they're going to need a big scoring effort from somebody other than Howard.
Yeah, absolutely. He's the kind of kid can fill it up. I'm very impressed with his ability to shoot outside. The difficulty now is Wisconsin's defense. They've not enabled them, Marquette, that is, get easy hoops. They've had to run their half-court set. So this would mean off the ball would be Howard, although he's bringing it up this time, and McEwen running the point.
Got 5 second-half points already. He outscored Purdue himself in the second half of their win on Tuesday. Let's see how Marquette comes out of the timeout. Early clock three-pointer by Howard. And the Badgers hold serve. It is a 7-point Wisconsin lead.
Nice cut.
Davison takes the contact, scores.
And Reavers with a great look at that size. Could look over the defense, but just a little bump, and Davidson dives.
Wisconsin is a very difficult team in which to come back. They play great defense. They're not afraid to go deep in the clock. They execute well. So it's a 9-point lead. Feels like more than that, though. Howard and a foul.
A little nickel dimer there, but that's what Howard does to you. But on the other end, the swing, the thing, we're going to get a little dive here at the rim. Use that little brush screen, back cut, bang. Reavers with vision, and straight at the tin by Davidson.
Davison has scored 6 consecutive points. Brevin Pritzel is on the floor. King and Trice will sit as Trevor Anderson and Pritzel now on the floor. Davison checks Howard. Howard gets by him. Can't finish. Davison there with the board on the air ball.
A pretty good body search by Howard.
This is a spot now Marquette has to have a secondary option. There's so much attention on Howard right now. Davison hits the deck looking for a foul.
They got numbers now.
Pushes it. McEwen to the corner. Sakar Adam for 3. No. Big shot missed right there for the Golden Eagles.
Sure was an opportunity. You notice one and done as well with Wisconsin. Great coverage on misses.
Wisconsin patient. Pritzel with Adam hits the deck. That'll be a foul on Sakar Adam.
They have over the years the best guards posting up, Wisconsin. They all know how to turn you, position, solid play, and again, it's stressful.
Adams got to go to the bench with 3 fouls. The freshman Tyler Wall is on the floor. Greg Elliott checked in for Adam, and you see Reavers to the bench for Wisconsin. Wisconsin went +6 with Reavers on the bench in the first half. Key stretch.
Little guy stepped up when he was out.
Anderson transfer from Green Bay. Now Wall. Shot clock to 8. Davison trying to turn the corner. Little step back. Long 2.
Nice save.
And the back tap. Now Wall for 3. Oh, what a sequence. What Tyler Wall.
That's how you win games. Effort.
His first big moment as a Badger. Largest lead for Wisconsin. They're up 12. Kane.
Good answer. Good answer, huh?
Needed that one. Marquette, a big 3 from Jamal Kane. A second made 3. He's got 6 points. And that's going to be a turnover.
Too close to the sideline to initiate the offense. But
Foul.
Wall just big time. Excuse me, Brian. Just a wonderful play here. And why not be the recipient of a good time chest pass right in that shooting area? Knock it down, big fella.
He just picked up his 4th foul. So has a glorious moment. And his first real big moment here as a Badger. And now he's on the bench with 4 fouls. Dribble handoff action for Marquette. Howard with Reavers on him, and Howard misses the 3. He's been cold in this second half. That's going to be Wisconsin ball.
And really the constant dogging defensively. Sometimes you just don't have that lift. A little fatigue. Howard coming up short, hitting the front rim.
Marquette was down 18 to Purdue. in the first half. Mounted a furious comeback. As Trice will enter. Howard's going to get a breather, and I'm back on the floor. We'll see how long Marcus Howard will sit.
I'm thinking the TV timeout, they might just give him a blow. Get him back in rhythm a little bit.
Ford. Shot fake, and Ford will go to the line.
Well, they are creative. Reminds me a little bit of Brunson in that lane from Villanova. The ability to just break down the defense, establish a pivot foot, gently finish the deal.
Aleem Ford at the free throw line. 7 points, 7 boards for the junior. He's a Georgia native. And the ability to shoot the three. He and Reavers, a couple of big guys who can step out. Ford is 6'8", Reavers 6'11", and both have the three-point shot as a weapon as Ford knocks them both down.
And he's got that green light, too. Good size, aggressive, driving to the 10.
See how Marquette goes without Howard on the floor. Next timeout will be under the 12-minute mark. Kane on the take. Kane rises up and buries the jumper.
Boy, nice job, nice addition. They get a third score like that.
Kane just picked up his third foul on the defensive end. He answers with a 2.
You got to guard the whole clock here. If you're Marquette, that can be fatiguing to give opportunities like this.
Reavers gets it deep, can't finish. Annam comes out of the pack. Got Anderson to beat. Annam will go himself, and the foul on Anderson.
I thought he should have given it up, don't you?
He had a man on his wing.
Got Elliott on the wing. Get the definite 2 when you're behind, particularly. BA, as you're known in the trade. How would you like to guard this kid for a living? I think you'd be out of business. So would I. But stepping up, Wisconsin, they're hugging him, making everything tough. I think fatigue's a little bit of a factor. They're right there on the catch. Collaboration at the rim. And an automatic switch on this one, which is terrific. 6'11" on 5'10", maybe. Excellent D. A little frustration, a little rest. See if he comes back, and really struggling. 0 for 4 on field goals, and from deep 0 for 3. So hasn't been easy. That's what happens when you're good.
Continues to sit here. Thought he might come back after this timeout. He's played 25 minutes in this game. 16 first half points. Sakar Annam at the free throw line and knocks down the first of 2. So this is an 8-point game with 12 minutes remaining. Marquette at 2-0. Won their opener against Loyola Maryland. Scored 88 points in that game, and then they had a grinder against Purdue. Coming back from 18 down, they hit 7 threes in the second half of that game. And Marquette is down 7. Wisconsin with the ball under 12 minutes to go in regulation. Reavers, Big Ten Player of the Week. Little turnaround jumper. No. Pritzel keeps it alive. Pritzel out of the scrum, wants a timeout.
He got it.
And gets it.
Well, he's done a great job on the glass, hasn't he? Consistently banging the boards and contributing big time. 9. Woo, pretty good number.
50-43. The Badgers by 7. And well, let's see who the #1 team in the nation is going to be. Evansville taking down the Kentucky Wildcats, one of the biggest upsets all time, and the top 10 college basketball. These two teams trending towards being ranked. Neither are. Marquette received votes last pass through the voting. Wisconsin not quite at that level yet. Both teams were in the tournament last year, the NCAA tournament, as a 5 seed. 7-point game. Trevor Anderson will sit. Brevin Pritzel, you mentioned, Raft, his 9th rebound. He is one off a career high.
Scrappy, and of course with that swing, he's in the center spot consistently.
5 of his 9 rebounds are offensive boards.
You had that Evansville game figured, right?
Had it on the list. Called it early. Just didn't record it. Reavers, jump stop, no good, and a foul.
Like it. I really like him being more aggressive like this. Listen, turnaround jumper on the box earlier. That one there, jump stop.
Theo John picks up his third foul. Reavers turning into a handful and getting a chance to shine here for the Badgers in his junior season. You know, you saw the evolution of a guy like Kaminsky. Ethan Happ hit the ground running, other than the 1 year he was with Kaminsky, but Reavers has been biding his time. Greg Gard is a phenomenal developer of big men talent, and Reavers in his final 2 years here, if that's what it is, has a chance to really be something special.
Do you think it goes back to Brian Butch?
I like that.
McDonald's All-American,
Yeah,
and he was willing to sit. And then these kids figure, you know what, if they can become that good, why can't I persevere, relax, bide my time?
Fundamentally sound, the Badger big men throughout the years. McEwen finds Kane in the corner. He's open for three, not there. Johnson, the 7-footer, rips down the board and is tied up now. Johnson pulled down the rebound, and the smallest guy on the floor tied him up. It's going to be Wisconsin ball.
A big rebound, though. Well, they always say to the big guy, keep it up. You got to rip it a little.
And Howard back on the floor at the 11:08 mark. Has yet to hit a shot in this second half. McEwen will sit.
And Brian, watch him now. A little rest, little energy.
Trice with Howard on him.
They got the other way cleared out. And that's what he's got to be careful, Reavers. Got to spin out of that. Don't push yourself out of it.
Greg Gard sees his talented big man pick up his third foul.
Now this is what he's got to do this way. Spin out.
It's an easy call for an official. Gard slapping the floor, but anytime you hook any part of the body, you see that clearly. And Reavers is on the bench. Aleem Ford is in.
You know what's good about that? I love the juice like Greg Gard does. Right? He's an understated guy.
I thought the other coach was the floor slapper in this combo.
He did. That's what he did. He did it for a living.
Sakar Anna, a little step back, gets himself free, comes up short. Marquette not hitting shots here. Marquette stagnant. Wisconsin has locked him down.
Nice.
Oh, Elliott left Pritzel wide open.
How about the extra pass? I mentioned earlier, Pritzel yesterday shot the ball so well. It's what you do in practice more often than not that establishes how you're going to play in a game. But still, around the horn, Davidson the catalyst, and getting them organized in the deep corner. Pritzel, he's more than a rebounder, huh?
No question. Got a chance at a double-double today. Elliott left Pritzel in the corner thinking he had help. He did not. And Pritzel buries it.
Shortest three on the floor and a corner jumper.
First career double-double for Brevin Pritzel. 10 points, 10 rebounds. 5 of those 10 rebounds are offensive boards. And the Badgers have stretched it out to a 12-point lead with 10:17 remaining.
You really can't take anything for granted, particularly on the road. Different guys are going to step up on the home court often, such as Pritzel. And when Reavers goes out, this team steps up and lights it up a little bit.
There's a lot of space on the floor, right? You know, looking at the Badgers in this huddle wrap and seeing the T-shirts, do more, be more, for more. We want to send our best out to Howard Moore. A terrible tragedy this summer in the Wisconsin basketball family as Howard involved in a horrible, horrific car crash, and 2 family members passing away, his wife and his daughter, and Howard Moore, the longtime assistant, and then he left to be a head coach and returned as an assistant. And you can get involved here in this process of recovery for the Moore family. Text Moore to 69050 to donate. It's a family that's going through a very difficult time. Beautiful moment in the opening game with son Jarrell being announced with the team.
And his folks were there too, if I'm not mistaken. Our prayers go out to him and his family. Just a terrible tragedy.
They honor him every game here. Marcus Howard is tripped, and he'll go to the free throw line. I believe they've given that on the shot. Marquette just needing some points, needing something positive to happen. They're still plenty of time in this game. But Howard has yet to score a bucket in this second half. He'll go to the line.
Possessions are limited, as you know, Brian, when you play Wisconsin. You're not getting anything off your defense as in turnovers and run out. So you've got to value each trip. You get to the line or knock one down.
Wisconsin has yet to score a field goal in the last 2.5 minutes as Howard hits the free throws. Remember, Marquette had 34 on the board. I beg your pardon, 29 on the board in the first half. Wisconsin a 5-point lead at the break.
Nice screen. Oh my goodness. By Davidson.
Elliott kept it alive. McEwen pushing it. McEwen gives it up. Howard.
Nice help.
In the corner. Elliott for three. Got it. Big shot. Good find.
Well, that's what teams are going to make them do. Many others beat you when you play Marquette. Others have to step up. Good conversion.
Marquette's at 8 threes. Wisconsin 6. Marcus Howard, 2 of those 8 made threes. Ford working on Johnson. Johnson's first game back, coming back from a knee injury.
Pretty good job defensively by the big guy.
Holding his ground. Kobe King gives it up. 5 on the shot clock. And a lean forward for 3.
The overhelp and the late recovery really hurt.
The ability of the Badger big men to step out and bury threes. Howard. And it's swatted by Ford. Shot clock ticks. Ford with his second block. McEwen can't get a step. Davison right with him. Now Elliott on Ford and a whistle and a little push.
Didn't need it, really. Excellent defense, but right down here waiting and begging, and why not? Get them organized. Both clubs have had good recognition of the open guy the last couple of trips. And this is that little show by number 34. Johnson just can't have the foot speed to counter. And why not? Have you driven a Ford lately? Good kick out.
16 foul for Wisconsin. 8:45 remaining in regulation.
Well, that's what they have to do. Get to the free throw line, Marquette, if you're going to get back in it.
Marquette will be in the bonus the rest of the way. Here's Howard now with Trice on him. Gets by him. Howard hangs. No. Johnson kept it alive, and that'll be Wisconsin ball.
Boy, a nice little wraparound pass by Howard would have given them a deuce. Wide open. Thought he may have gotten a foul. Should have had a foul call.
Wisconsin holding serve. They get the block by Ford. 58-48, 10-point Badger lead. Wisconsin with the ball. This rivalry game here on FS1 on a Sunday afternoon.
Look at the way they punish you in the post-ups. Different guys, and they dive in there, know how to hold off.
Shot clock to 8. Kobe King trying to create. Tough shot. Johnson was there to meet him. McEwen works around the screen. McEwen and Johnson. Finds Elliott.
Gotta catch it.
Elliott rises up, and it is a foul. Count it. Greg Elliott and one.
They're showing some confidence, too, off the bounce, the pull-up.
Timeout on the floor. Got a free throw coming for Elliott.
Not too bad here. Good defensive position, but you don't want to wrap around and swipe a guy. Yes, it counts.
Outside the state of Wisconsin, it might not get the headlines as a lot of other big-time college basketball rivalries, but it is one of the best. Been fortunate enough to do this game the last 7 years, and Marquette and Wisconsin always playing well. It's a hard-nosed game. It matters for recruiting. This is the 126th meeting between these two teams. Very different styles. They recruit very different players, but there's always a lot on the line. In a game we're playing it a lot earlier than we normally do. How about that? Last 10 meetings.
That's incredible. I mean, that's like an even match. Really stepping up. And I think it's a great game early to find out where you are. And both of these teams, I think, can anticipate the NCAA if they continue to grow as clubs.
Both teams in the NCAA tournament last year. Elliott caps off a three-point trip down the floor. Marquette needed that badly. They're down 7. Badgers with the ball. 7:47 remaining in regulation here at the Kohl Center in Madison.
Did you work at the Fieldhouse ever?
Never did.
Yeah, I did. Some great games. Indiana coming in there. How about the quarterback drilling it?
When Wisconsin needed a big bucket, Davison gives it to him. Back to a 10-point lead. Badgers are 5 of 7 and a turnover by Marquette. Wisconsin's buried their threes in the second half.
And not great post hold off and not the correct hand to pass it to.
Wisconsin against McNeese State in their win on Wednesday. Not only did they force 18 turnovers, they made 10 threes in that game. Bit of a scramble here. Trice will get it organized. 9 on the shot clock. Howard checks him.
Pick and pop.
Trice, step back 3 over Howard. Oh! Dimitri Trice with a big 3.
How about that? Major contribution.
Wisconsin now 14 points off Marquette turnovers. Biggest lead of the game for the Badgers. And 2 big buckets, Davison and Trice, their leaders in the backcourt. And that's going to be a foul. Theo John puts the elbow in the head of Pritzel, picks up number 4.
That post cleanup that referees are watching. And Pritzel giving everything up and selling it beautifully. If he had the ponytail, he wouldn't have gotten the call.
Trice giving Howard a little bit of his own medicine.
And a big time counter at the other end.
Theo John picking up 3 fouls in this half. He picked up 2 fouls in a span of 12 seconds. And now Ed Morrow is on the floor as John will sit.
And those, you sort of got to stay away from the referee stressing that.
16 foul for Marquette as well. Wisconsin will be in the bonus the rest of the way.
Pritzel does a great job bodying up in the post, initiating contact.
Trice gets a step around Howard, kicks it to Pritzel for 3. He's got another one.
How about it?
Marquette in the danger zone now. Under 6 minutes to go. 16-point Wisconsin lead. Howard runs into multiple defenders. Elliott trying to shake free, cannot. A scramble now. McEwen, long 3 and a foul. And 3 free throws for Kobe McEwen at the end of the clock.
Does that bail them out? The collaboration defensively has been organized, effective, and had great impact. And it's all about Pritzel at the other end. I notice he has really just done a great job making shots, posting up. And Greg looking up at the big board.
Well, that motion you're seeing from Greg Gard.
The flop.
That's the flop. That's the indicator of the flop, and he is imploring the officials to make that call as McEwen hits the first of 3 free throws.
Yeah, you can't sell it if you don't get hit. And you know what? That is a play on. I seldom disagree. Now that I'm not coaching.
Tough call.
Right?
That's a big call against Gard's Badgers. Wisconsin had a 9-0 run going, making 5 out of 6 field goals before these 2 free throws by McEwen.
Now, referees are told to protect the shooter. In that case, he just slid down, really was able to land.
3 free throws gives McEwen 14 points. Could be a turning point if Marquette does come back in this one.
Marquette trying to speed them up. You just can't do it.
Trice to Reavers. Morrow with Theo John on the floor, on the bench, I should say. Davison and McEwen with the rebound. Adam got a piece of his teammate. McEwen all the way. Oh, caught no man's land, left his feet. Trice, 3-on-1. Pritzel now, and charge. Offensive foul going the other way.
I didn't like that. And it's a great effort trying to do it defensively. I thought he was totally moving. What do you think?
Jumped in the lane. He was outside the restricted area.
Well, that's a bang bang. And now that I look at it, I think it was pretty good defense.
if you're Marquette. He's 0 for 6 in the second half. Just 2 points on free throws. Missed again, make him 0 for 7.
One of the few shots he's had that normally he would convert.
Feel like he forced that one?
Yeah, I thought he could make that one, though. He's been really struggling getting himself free. I think he's better using screens, coming off.
Davison, steady, strong, gets the bounce. Brad Davison adds to the Wisconsin lead. He's got 13, and he pushes the Badger lead to 15. Marquette draft has not scored a field goal in the last 8 minutes of game clock.
Great offense at the other end. They've had to work hard on this end, and the defense has been exceptional by Wisconsin.
McEwen, the friendly bounce.
That's not supposed to happen to a visitor, is it?
Soft. The way you like your asparagus, Bill.
Mushy.
Soft.
Mushy.
The mushy rims of the Kohl Center.
You know, when you watch Wisconsin, a little giveaway by Adam Deep, you don't need a post-up center if you're Wisconsin. They created with Pritzel, with Davidson, and others effectively.
3:55 remaining in regulation here at the Kohl Center. Marquette and Wisconsin. The Badgers up 12. And just to clean that up a moment ago, before McEwen hit that three, Marquette had gone nearly 4 minutes without scoring. And the Badger defense has shut them down, and they've gotten some production, the Badgers, from somebody other than Davison and Trice. It's been Brevin Pritzel today.
Well, he has really stepped up big time. 13 against McNeese State, but this is the area, the rebounding, the unselfish play, his post-up ability, step out, pop out, knock down those jumpers, the extra look. Davidson provides the lift, and #1 in your program and #1 in your heart the way he is playing.
13 points, 10 rebounds, his first career double-double. Kobe King knocks down the first free throw. Brevin Pritzel from De Pere, Wisconsin, a sharpshooter in high school. He's had problems with the foot injury, has come back and had a terrific day. Double digits for Kobe King, 1 out of 2 at the line.
His first career double-double.
McEwen.
You mentioned the defense. This has just been exceptional. On the ball, hoping.
Howard misses the three. He has not made a basket in this second half. Matter of fact, his last made basket was just under the 2-minute mark of the first half. He's missed 10 consecutive field goals now, Marcus Howard.
Great preparation, scouting. I think they get Annam here running over people.
Yeah, Pritzel hit the floor. Annam has been in foul trouble. He picks up his 5th. Sakar Annam, a frustrating day, and Marcus Howard has had a frustrating second half. Annam fouling out. And Marquette loses one of their primary defenders. Greg Elliott on the floor.
I think this commitment now to the swing by Greg Gard totally has had great impact. I mean, they have so many people that they can slip into the post. And as we alluded to earlier, it's very hard if you're a perimeter guy to know how to guard in that low post area and be effective. In particular, where they move the ball side to side, you've got to jam and beat the guy across. There's so many details that you have to excel at that it's very difficult.
Now it just gets into a position of math, because Wisconsin is going to chew up as much of that shot clock as they can on their offensive possessions. And there's just not enough time for Marquette here. We're getting to the 3-minute mark. Elliott, and he's met by Reavers, and Pritzel comes away with it. And Wisconsin putting down stakes on their home floor. Marquette's won 3 of the last 4 in this series, but the Badgers in control here in Madison.
Now, Woj will get a lot out of this, though, with his team. This is a good Marquette team they beat, or they're in the process of beating, I should say, not over.
Shot clock down to 5. Reavers buries a 3.
Well, that's the difference from Ethan Happ and Reavers.
And a foul as Pritzel gets McEwen going into the lane on a dagger 3 by Nate Reavers.
Pretty impressive what he can do. I thought he was more aggressive even in the post area. Even though he came up empty and a couple of turnaround jumpers, playing with a lot of confidence.
Reavers has hit a couple of threes today. He's played 29 minutes, has 10 points. Now to start the year, the Badgers really struggled from the line, and that's what ultimately got them eliminated from the NCAA tournament last year, was their inability to shoot the three. How about that? First 5 halves of the season, 4 3-point numbers, 11 of 50, but they found something. These early November matchup, Davison with a steal, and McEwen is gonna get him with a hard foul. The 5th-year senior Brevin Pritzel as he goes for 15 points and 13 rebounds.
Heck of a win here for Wisconsin. They were ready. They've got to feel awfully good about preparation, and particularly the result.